So here we go. Open the tailgate. All right, welcome back, guys. So today we're gonna be installing this light that I showed you guys in unboxing. I ended up picking up two. I actually zip tied one here, and I just kind of ran power wire from the rear to see how I like it. It actually works really well with just one, so I'm kind of contemplating if I want to put two on each side, or if I just want one run in the middle. Again, these are individually powered. If it doesn't have power, then obviously it will turn off, but I have consistent power in the back, so if I didn't have that, then obviously it would shut off after each time the car was turned off. So I'm still kind of contemplating if I want to run two to each side. I did get some 16 gauge power and ground wire that, you know, it's for exterior. Maybe I didn't need something this thick here, but I did get it. It might be a little bit pain in the ass to run through the rubber grommet, but hopefully it isn't. So this should be enough, so I'll have power to the back hatch. So if I need it for anything else, either, you know, USB, or either for another USB power cable, or if I want to mount, you know, my Bluetooth speaker up here and put the USB there, so while I'm driving and while I'm driving, it's being powered and charged. So that might be a good option. Just thought about that. So to put one or to put two, well, first and foremost, let's run the wires. We're going to take these panels off over here and then run it through the side to the bottom where you've seen how I did the installation. If you didn't see the installation, you could click on the link here right above. But let's take apart these panels till we could get access to the back of this. So like I mentioned, we do have to run this power wire, and this is power and ground. Luckily, we already ran our power and ground to this fuse box. Like I said previously, if you guys didn't click on that link before, it's right here again. We have plenty of fusible sources here, so if anything does go wrong, obviously it'll blow out the fuse, but we have direct power and ground from the battery, directly from the battery, both. So what we're going to do is probably drill a hole through the side, or bring it through the side area right here, and then drop it into here. And we'll go through here up to the top, and it should be fairly easy. The hardest part is just getting the wire to, or having to remove the Molle panel again. I don't know if I want to do that, so we'll see it when we get to that point. But for now, let's go ahead and get the power wire into this and then run it to the top. Alright, so here we have the backup camera, the next base camera. So now we're going to have to run our power through here and through here. So we're going to take this one out too. Be careful with your rubber grommets. It should just pop out. Yeah, like with your hands, you don't even need. This is the fun part. This is where most people really just kind of give up, because, you know, having to remove panels and run wires, it's not fun. But once you do it once, you're pretty good. There's a rubber grommet right here that we're going to be taking it off, and we're going to run the wire through there. There we go. Now I should be able to slide it right through, and here we go, we got it out. So through the rubber grommet, so we're going to go through here and through the rubber hut. You could go directly inside of it and then just drop it in. Like I said, I need to glue this up. Let's see if I could get it, because this is all taped up to the factory wiring, so that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't run the other one through there. We're going to fish this through this like this. Give us some slack. Let's see if I could run. If I could run this through this little gap next to the other wires. If not, I mean this is waterproof, and I could just run it against next to the other one. This is a pretty thick wire. I don't think I needed this thickness, but always buy extra wire. I mean 20 feet, 50 feet, whatever you can afford just to have around anyway. So now we're going to run it right through the rubber grommet that I have already open. You want to maybe put some silicone on here. You know, you could always cut it back again. If you can't run this thick wire through the rubber grommet because this is waterproof, you can run it on the exterior and then make a cut through here, but make sure that you do put some silicone or something so that water doesn't fall into your cab. Just like that, and then we'll zip tie it to the grommet. We'll put this back in there. So, like I mentioned, we're going to run this through the headliner and down and under. The headliner has these little tabs, but I mean you could go around it and just run it through the top side and slide it across. Just make sure you put your finger here so you can guide it. Or you could just take it off right here like this. I'm missing both sides, so not good. We are going to take this one off right here. Still run it through here, and then there's a little gap right here where you can actually still run it through the inside the panel or in the body, or you can run it around underneath the plastic too. We'll just use the panel as a guide and the headliner. Yes. Right here. Just like that. So now we got it up there, we got it in here. So now that's plenty of slack here. We have plenty of slack over here. We could, this is where we're going to do our cut. So now we're going to put our panel back and put this back and put this into the hole, into the little storage box over here. I'm still contemplating if we're going to do one light on each end. I kind of want to do one light, just one light in the center, and call it a day. I mean, I could always wire it to do two, but here's that one. Oh, here, let me see if I can zoom you guys in. Here's the one. I just kind of zip tied it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's black, it's sleek. Just do one in the center and call it a day. It was actually pretty bright, but having two will be super helpful. I'll just do one, and then if I decide to do two, I'll go ahead and record it again, show you guys how I did it. But we're gonna have to possibly remove this, and I didn't want to do that because I just didn't. But I guess we will. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, and if you haven't seen the installation of this video of the Ohana Molle rig supply for the rear hatch, click on the link here. I think it's here. Yeah, right here. So way to, we'll just hide it inside the plastic here and run it through the back side. I'm going to zip tie it to to this harness over here, and then run it right down to the middle. Just like that. Now go this side, and this side, here. It's in here. Here. So I'm thinking, here's the Molle panel, the way it's facing. Here's the light itself. We're gonna probably drill a hole directly in the center, run the power out through here, put some connectors so I could disconnect and connect it pretty simple. Maybe from the inside instead of the back side, I don't know yet just yet, but here's the center, here's the light. We're gonna do a hole to run the power behind it. Okay, so I'm gonna drill a hole directly in the middle, so if I ever wanted to put, I don't know, a switch, a plug or anything, at least it's gonna be somewhat in the middle. That should be large enough to get the cable through, and it is. So we are good with that, and we're gonna keep this like this. So now we're gonna mount this back up and then cut the wire to wherever we need it here, to wherever the light is at. If either the center or the sides, we could always split it, you know, and put connectors to it. So I previously had a hole in the top because I was running a bunch of wires to there, so just dropped it in. You know, maybe just leave a little of this, probably cut the rest of the slack, and then power this to one of the fuses, power and ground. And now we have this all closed up. So now we could put our tailgate thing back as well. The light does come with this rubber grommet, and it's meant for a roll cage. So if you got like a UTV, or I guess anything with a roll cage, you know, like a Jeep and stuff like that, but it's not flat. So I do want to add the rubber piece to it. And if you saw my installation for the my area lights, I did the same thing. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim it and try to get it as flat as possible so that I can have that rubberized mount for vibration purposes, especially if you're, you know, off-roading or overlanding. You could do it without it and it'll sit flush, or you could even probably put like double-sided tape too, something where like, or you know, double-sided tape with the cushion or something so that it doesn't vibrate. But you already have this here, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, trim this out. Yeah, so I'm going to do is trim it with this, and you can see there's like a little flat spot right here. So I'm going to try to remove this little lip right here like this for the roll bars, and see if I could get as flat as possible. You don't have to use scissors like this, or these scissors are actually for aluminum. Not the greatest, straightest, but we can. Let's see. Better than this side. So you could even actually set it where there's some type of like angle, so if you don't want it to, because the hatch kind of goes a little, tilt a little bit more, then maybe this might just work out. Let me put this on here and see if that's the case. So, and that's what I did with my area lighting. I trimmed it, and I only trimmed one side so that they could pitch down. So let's take a look and see how this looks on the rear hatch. This way, because it'll shoot it this way more. If we put it like this, it actually kind of helps it be a little bit more towards the tailgate instead of the cab. So I actually kind of want that because we do have a light in the cab and that can light up the cab. So maybe trim it a little bit more on that edge like this. And again, if you mess this up, you could always lay it flat to the metal, and you could always do a double-sided tape to help with vibration. Like that. Ooh, that's perfect. See, if it was the other way around, then it would shoot towards the back of the inside of the truck like this. But we want it, well, at least I want it to fade as straight as possible down, so I can get my rear tailgate area light like this. So here is from the inside of the cab. If I'm sitting on the hatch, you know, this will work for now. We'll go ahead and grab some hardware screws in the near future, but for now, some zip ties. Obviously, these are the cables we're going to connect together to give us, and then hide the wire on the back of it. But dude, it's really good for $6 at the time of buying. This was $5.99, but I think they went up to $6.99, but it's still good a deal, under 10 bucks. 6 LED amber or yellow lights. Let's go ahead and do the wiring. Hide the wiring in the back, and I'll show you the results. There you go. So now, before we tighten up our wires, we'll connect it. Again, male to female with the positive. There you go. And male to female on the negative on this end. We could tape it up. We could shrink wrap it too, but for now we're just doing this to show you how it lights up. So as soon as we put this in, we'll have power. All right, here's the test. We didn't test beforehand, but here we're gonna go ahead and test it. It should work. There you go. Check that light out. 6 LEDs in total. It's facing straight down into my tailgate. Works perfectly fine, so I don't need to have the vehicle powered on. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the installation of this LED dome light on my 100 series Land Cruiser on the rear hatch onto the Ohana Molle rig supply Molle panel for $6 at this time. It's a great deal, even under 10 bucks. A lot of these companies, large companies, sell these for anywhere from $50 to $100 each. 6 LEDs. I have direct power in the back, so like I said, and now I have a amber light in the rear to cover the whole hatch area. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what it looks like at night. So thanks for watching. Hit a subscribe. Stay tuned to see the performance. Here we go. Open the tailgate. Fills in the inside, also the outside. Let me pick you guys up. Works really well. Lights up about a good 5 feet away from the back of the truck of the Land Cruiser, but it also, again, I wanted to be able to get some light in here, which it does perfectly, as you see. So for $6, that little light right there, 6 LED lights, 2 lights. Looks really good. Off, on, consistent power. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit a thumbs up and a subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.